good, Kay? Just you and I?
Yep.
What is Manny Digital doing? Did he say?
I don't know, but we know how this goes.
Right.
It's the what's the word I'm looking for? The juggling act,
The juggling of the schedule,
basically.
fatherhood and everything.
Yep. For sure, man. So you're on the sick mode again, huh? The family?
Yeah. Yeah, man. The kids just started getting sick over the weekend, and my daughter hasn't gone to school all week. My son had it. Well, they both had it bad, but my son really bad, man. Like he was coughing up a lung, literally. Like he was throwing up, projectile vomiting because of the coughing. It induced that. Um, it felt like he would cough for like nonstop for like an hour at points.
Yeah. Did
That,
they ever find out what was up with him when he was having the walking issues a couple weeks back?
they said it was a viral infection that
Really?
affected inflamed his muscles or something, or his bones, or I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a thorough check. They sent us to, which was crazy. They sent us to a cancer
Really?
institute. Yeah, which scared the crap out of us because they said just to check for something with the blood. I forget. Not necessarily leukemia,
Uh-huh.
but this same place will check for this other thing that's like in the related to that type of stuff, which
Damn.
scared us. And they
That
checked.
must have been kind of traumatic.
Well, yeah, because we didn't really know where they were sending us. They just said they're sending us to a specialist, and we go to the hospital, and it's like this whole new cancer ward in the hospital. That's actually, I commend them because the place is really like legit and dope and whatever for that, And
Yeah.
so we went to the children's part of it, and yeah, once we saw where we were at, we're like, whoa, why are we here? And the doctors are so on point that they come out the gate saying like, like, this is just to check, just to, be sure your doctor wants to just, cover all the bases. And like, as soon as they don't see any sign of anything, they're like, they don't hesitate. They're like, we're just going to tell you first thing right out the gate with the blood, doesn't have this issue.
Oh, good. Okay.
Now we're just going to have you come back just to double check some irregularity with the blood, just to make sure that it's just a one-time thing, but you could rule out anything, cancer or whatever they were having, the main thing. But yeah, so we still, that got resolved. He's not limping anymore, but he definitely has an issue, which we talked about. And shout out to the whole fatherhood's community, because people really chimed in on the comments having to do with, the congestion, and why, if other people have experienced their kids having chronic congestion.
What was I've been a little bit out of the mix, but what kind of feedback were you getting?
I mean, the feedback was, kind of stuff that we do. They're like, oh, make sure that, is it allergies? Is change your AC? It could be AC, could be, do you need filters? We've done everything when it comes to that. I have a new AC unit. We changed the filters. We have individual filters in each room that are supposed to even take out more, microbes or whatever, bacteria in the air. We checked for mole. I checked recently again, negative for mole. And then people were like, oh, maybe it's their diet, what they eat. Do they eat too much cheese and dairy? And our kids don't really do much dairy. They do some cheese and they do some ice cream once in a blue moon, but the milk they drink is either almond milk or pea milk from peas. And so they don't do a lot of dairy. Their diet is pretty clean. So we don't know. I don't know. But this round of sickness, it was heart-wrenching to see my son like couldn't breathe because he was just coughing so much, and the nasal drip is what you could tell was causing it. And and to the point where he's vomiting because he's coughing so much, and it's such a thing. And then that was him one night, and then the next night my daughter, who seemed fine, she was sick, she didn't go to school, but she wasn't as bad as him. Then she vomits, she's coughing so much that she's vomiting, and then my girl got sick, and now I'm starting to feel under the weather. And I just came off of doing we did Drink Champs on Wednesday, then Friday we did 2 episodes back to back, then Monday and then Tuesday.
Damn. Jeez, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
Yeah, how do you deal with doing the feeling sick and having to do those
Drink
Drink
Champs?
Champ episodes? Yeah.
It's rough, man. It's rough. Trust me, I wanna just call in sick.
Yeah.
And I've done that once or twice in the 6 years that we've done Drink Champs, that I've either once because of COVID
Hmm.
and once because it was just I was probably so sick that I just couldn't do it. Uh it's tough. I just what sucks is that I've never liked to take medicine. I was always like go at it natural, let the cold or flu go through you, a lot of fluids and rest. But now with kids, rest is kind of like out the window.
Yeah.
And with Drink Champs, it always ends up falling where it's like we have Drink Champs like the day that I'm most sick or whatever. And so like right now I'm starting to feel sick and we got Drink Champs this week and we're traveling for Drink Champs.
Mm.
So hopefully, if I get sick, I can get through it quickly. But I just take all the damn
Yeah.
medicines, the NyQuils and the Dayquils and the things that dry you up, which is terrible because they don't really make you better.
Yeah.
It actually can cause more of a sinus infection.
Mm.
So that's how I get through it, man. But in all of this, I'm still trying to figure out when my daughter is going to be kinder to her brother.
Still going through it, huh?
Dude, he's dying. Literally, he looks like he's dying, and she's all stone faced, just watching cartoons, like doesn't care, doesn't.
She's probably annoyed that he's making all the noises and stuff.
No, and then
she's trying to watch TV.
I feel bad, like, because I don't, obviously, I feel like hopefully it's a phase. Eventually, she's gonna phase out of it, and I don't want to paint my daughter as like an evil little girl, but I'm holding him. He's like he's suffering, man. Like it was border where I was gonna tell my girl we gotta take him to the doctor to urgent care or something.
Yeah.
So I'm holding him. He's just like, oh, and I wanted to say this too. Last night he was coughing, and he was like in the middle of the night. You hear him just going, why?
No.
And he doesn't say a lot. Like he doesn't have a lot of words yet. So for him to be saying that, it was heart-wrenching, man. But anyways, I'm holding him. He's really having a tough time with the coughing, and I'm scared for him. And my my daughter, she tells me, I want to sit on your lap. And I go, you're baby bro's sick. She's like, that looks boring. That's boring. I'm like, oh my God, my little girl, my little princess, what's going on with you?
Yeah, let me ask you. So how old is your son now?
2.
Okay.
They're 2 years apart.
So how do you, I guess, 2-part question. How do you feel in terms of the bond with your son now? Because I remember like when he was first born, you especially had to spend more time with your daughter, and
Right.
like, and even when they're young like that, it's odd to feel an immediate bond, or
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how that feels now that he's more of a person, and if you notice a difference between like the bond that you have with your daughter versus your son.
Yeah, he's my little guy. He really is. Like the bond is super bonded now. Like, and I do mornings with him and then my daughter goes to school. So we have that even extra bond, and he's always like looking for me and seeking me out. And when I come home from, like a regular day where I'll come to the office throughout the day, I'll go work out and then I'll go home for dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
When I get home, he's like running. Like my daughter has always been like, Daddy, and she'll scream, and she used to run to me. And I don't know if she stopped because of him, but now she'll scream from wherever she's at. That's if she's can take her face off of being glued to whatever she's looking at or doing.
Yeah.
And she'll scream from a distance, Daddy, but then he's running to me. And yeah, we just have a great bond. And I do think it did affect my bond with my daughter because she's clearly still jealous.
Mm-hmm.
And anything that I do for him, she wants it to be done, even if it's something that's like for a baby,
Yeah.
like, like she's like, I want that too, like hold me like that. So it's rough, man. And even today, like I'm always trying to drill down, like, this is your brother, this is your blood. I know that she won't necessarily understand everything, but I feel like you keep repeating it, eventually it'll make sense. But I'm like, mommy and daddy made both of you. We love both of you equally. You're our princess, he's our prince. Like, you're our number one girl in our life. He's the number one boy in our life. Like, this is your guy. Like, I go, this is your best friend in life. I keep telling her, this is the guy you guys are gonna help each other out. I want you to understand that. And she's like, okay, but and she, I do see her coming around, like trying, but I don't know if she, and I don't want to overthink it and put like adult thoughts in her head, like where I'm
Yeah.
thinking she's thinking like an adult, but it seems that she's doing it because she knows that that's what we want versus her wanting
Right.
to be nice to him. So I don't know, man. I just hope, I can't wait till this phase is over. And I mean, I'm sure they're always gonna fight and argue because
Right.
that's what you do. But I just want there to feel like they have more of a bond together.
Do you have any of your friends or people who they have siblings and they don't talk to each other? Or they?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
scares me, man.
Yeah.
That scares me. Or I mean, I hear all sides of it. People who said that they didn't get along when they were kids, and then they're inseparable as adults and young adults. And then there's people that I know that they don't talk to their siblings at all. Like, they'll have like one stupid fight as adults, and then they don't talk forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope. Nah, man. I don't know. It's like I don't want to over force it because I feel like that'll turn her off more.
Right. The more you push it, the more hard.
Right.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
like, but I don't know. Hopefully when he starts school, which he's supposed to start soon, and that's another struggle I'm having. Like I said, I have the mornings with him, and that's our like bonding time, and we're together. And now when he starts school, I'm a little bit like, oh man, I'm gonna lose that. And with him, I'm realizing more what I've missed from her being a baby and being younger and a toddler. Like, I'm like, wow, like it's like I'm trying to remember those moments, and they're fleeting memories. And
Let's
I'm
go
like,
quick.
yeah, dude. And he's just such a, like, I mean, he's starting to get a little, he has his terrible two moments, but he's such a sweet kid. And I just remember my daughter, just, everything they do is cute and whatever and all that. So yeah, I even told my girls, like, maybe we might want to hold off like an extra month or two before he starts, because I just want to, like, you know, I don't know, just
Enjoy the time. Yeah.
enjoy it a little bit more. Yeah.
No big rush.
Nah. But yeah, bro. But what about you and your guys' move and your son? Like, how's that been going?
It's been yeah, it's been cool, man. He's been fine.
He's a
Like,
trooper.
yeah, definitely. As I told you last time we spoke, he was getting, I mean, it took us a minute to get everything together, and it turned into like this long goodbye, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so he was over that after a while. He's like, man, let's just go already. I can't deal with the long goodbyes anymore. So yeah, he's been cool, man. He's just rolling with it. There's times where he's sad and missing friends and things, but he's also jumping on Zooms with people, and then we've been able to introduce him to some folks around here that so he knows some kids that he's going to go to school with, and so
How'd you do that?
we came for a visit previously, and we had lined up the school ahead of time, and so they put like the school put some people in touch with like incoming parents and things, like just as a
Wow.
network.
That's
so
cool.
he got to meet some couple kids that way, which was really good for him. Just to, he's going to be the new kid, but at least he knows some people.
Right.
And then school's not in session yet, but the school had like one last week of camp. They do like different summer camps during the summer. So we were able to get him in there this week. So he's just there meeting other kids and just kind of just knowing the lay of the land a bit more. So yeah, he's just flowing, man. Like I got to give it to him. You know, he knows how to roll with it, which is good.
Do you feel there's a big difference, like the demographic of people culturally or whatever, racially, like just the culture of where you live now versus the culture of where you lived before? You think it's a drastic change for him?
Yeah, there's differences for sure.
Right.
I'm not quite sure what that is yet.
Like, what's the next steps for him? He goes to school. You guys, like, what's the settling in steps for him?
I guess it's school first, and then trying to figure out like because he was doing all kinds of stuff at previously. Like he had his groove of he was on basketball teams and he had his own swim team. He had his dojo that he was going to. He had like
The skate stuff he
the
was
skate
doing too,
stuff.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So now it's just trying to figure out like, all right, how do we rebuild that and where and how all that works. So it's just
You're
the
gonna try and
rebuild.
do those same things.
I don't know if we'll do the same things. I mean, I think probably we might, because I don't know. These are all things that he really likes, and we're able to do them here. So, just a matter of finding the right fit. So
Yeah.
so yeah, man.
The to change the subject a little bit. I know you're not on social media like that. Um, but man, and it's not just social media. I mean, like news or whatever. But as a parent, man, it's really feeling like some dark times to raise kids.
Yeah, I was cruising through the news headlines this morning, and man, it just feels it definitely. It's like every headline. It's like okay, there's new diseases cropping up. There's all these people who are threatening different wars, and
Yeah,
here in this country there's so
division.
much division and distress, and everyone is just on a just the PC nature of everything, and everyone's just you can't say anything without someone taking offense of whatever,
Right.
and no one wants to listen to anyone explain anything. It's just automatic.
Yeah, on
It's
site.
like yeah, like you can't even like don't even want to talk to anyone about anything. It it's weird, man. It definitely feels like
Yeah.
we're in some. I think we talked about this before, but I had read. I wish I could remember what this book was or what this theory was about these kind of the world goes through these four phases, and I think like the four phases happen within like 100 years or something, and like we're in. If you're following these phases, we're in the fourth phase of whichever this current cycle is, and the fourth phase is always the worst phase where everything is falling apart, and it seems like everything's fucked up, which it is, and then it supposedly flips back into like a rebuilding.
Well, how long did the phases last?
I don't remember. I wish
Because
I
that could
did.
be a lifetime.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
We could be like, yeah, we're in the fourth phase, but the next one's gonna be great, and then they're
Yeah,
like 200 year phases, like.
yeah, yeah. I do worry when I just think about just the, our kids. Like, damn, man, what are they coming into?
Yeah, like what did they inherit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty grim, man. And I'm starting to like I feel I mean, again, I don't know. And I would love to have discussions, and we should consider it having discussion with some older folks, older than us, obviously, like grandparents and great grandparents.
See if they felt the same way.
Yeah, just to see generationally if it's the same story over and over again. I mean, like one thing that always rings, in my mind when I think about like, whatever crazy wars or whatever. My mom, when I was a kid, because we grew up, we all grew up in the Cold War, and nuclear war felt imminent. And my mom used to always tell me, and she might have just said this just to calm me down. But she said, look, the world's been ending since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So, basically it's what everybody says all the time. The world's about to end. This is about to happen.
Yeah.
And, and that always, comes to mind. But I would love to talk to older people to see, because it feels like social media might, and the internet will put it more in your face, but it's really always been the same way. The world's always been the same.
Yeah, could be.
It feels like this is what it feels like to me. And that's why I want to know if it's true to somebody else. Is it feels like truly mental illness is like a big problem right now. Like it feels like, I don't know if social media is causing mental illness more, mental illness. Is it, one could say conspiracy, the vaccine is causing mental illness, COVID in general, just the whole quarantine, really got people's minds all fucked up. And I don't know, but it just feels like people are losing their shit and just doing crazy ass things. It's like, it's not like, back in the days, there's criminals that do criminal things, but they're trying to get away with it.
Yeah.
Where it's like now people are just doing batshit crazy, broad daylight murders and just crazy shit, knowing that there's surveillance everywhere, and, filming themselves doing crazy shit.
I think that there's always there's always been problems and issues and stuff, but I do think that there's something special about what's going on.
Something in the water.
Yeah, for sure.
Literally.
Yeah. Did you see the you know who that dude Norman Lear is?
The
did Good Times in Archie Bunker,
Yep.
So he just turned 100
a
couple of days ago. I saw it in the news, and he was saying, like, he's like, damn, he was just like, man, I feel like I'm doing better at 100 than the world and our country is doing right now, considering all the wild shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Like, I guess from his perspective, from 100 years living, that this is
he's basically is the worst times.
Yeah.
That he's seen.
Yeah.
That's got to say a lot, man.
Weird, right?
Yeah, man. It's really, it really, I lose sleep over it for the kids, man. Like, I really do lose sleep over it. And I feel like, I don't know, what can you do? How can you protect them in such a world where they're even vulnerable, online or on their phones or wherever,
I don't know. I think you just try to make home and where you are as best of a safe zone as you can, and try to develop that close relationship as much as you can, so that they can trust and, I guess, keep you a part of their lives as much as possible, because that's really the only way that you'll be able to help them, from even with phone thing or whatever, right? Just being able to be a part of somehow what they're doing or what they're into, because we can't be there all the time. We can't see what they're looking at. We can't hear what's going on.
Right.
But being able to cultivate, keep that relationship as long as possible, where they're willing to look, let us be a part.
Yeah. What's crazy for me is that I see the already the difference in personalities between my daughter and my son. And, it might be too soon to tell, but I feel like my son will be more open to, to hearing what we have, like what we're telling him. He'll heed more our warnings or whatever.
Right.
Where my daughter, I feel, will be like, nah,
not trying to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gauging right now, because she doesn't really, like, we'll tell her not to do something, and I know this all kids, but it's just, there's something I can tell in her personality. She's more of a wild child, like do her own thing. Where my son is just more like, he'll listen,
Yeah.
That scares me.
Yeah. Should be scared. So,
yeah. Yeah, man.
All right, man. Well,
what else? Anything else you got to say before? I know we're gonna do a short one today.
Nah, man. We'll just keep it moving.
All right, next time we do talk, I want to talk about some other stuff. Just remind me.
Okay.
Security in the home.
Got it. Okay.
All
We'll
right.
do. Yep. Feel better, man.
All right. Thank you, man.
All
And
right.
you guys have a good one, man.